All right, so moving into Japan 6 here. UK bought 8 infantry. I assume he put 3 here, 5 up here. Combat move really just attacked Burma, which you can see we won. And then he took France for free, which I did give that up. It is a big one to be trading, but again, I want to continue to put pressure on his fleet movements or restrict his fleet movements. And I may be okay with just a straight Finland shuck with the occasional France trade. We'll see. I may change my mind as we go as well. We're just going to have to see. We're going to leave it this way at least for 2 turns, though, because of what I'm getting ready to do. And that is, I want to put these 2 Japan bombers on Northwest Europe, where now he'll have to worry about 3 bombers there that he either has to cover or switch to a C-Zone 1. If he switches to a C-Zone 1, there's less, that takes away the France stack pressure, potential, and I can keep driving units up, mass producing, just shoving them up this way. Because the other thing, my 7 Japan, if he takes UK in to try and hit them transporting, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And if he has to use all 3 transports, I'll hit that and sink the 3 transports. So I'm really trying to really just restrict his mobility here is my goal. And with all threats, and then just make it be a who builds up faster here deal, which eventually allies will win that eventually. So I guess it's who builds up faster here or here, and I feel like we're not too far away here. We do got work to be done, but I feel decently about what we got going here. So, okay. The other thing that I'm going to do an interesting play, and I don't normally have this many planes with Japan, but I'm going to do 9 infantry, 3 artillery for 12 of my spots. And my 13th spot, I'm going to build another bomber. So because of this US bit, and I got this transport kind of floating, and he did this great defense, by the way. I'll talk about that in just a moment. But I'm going to use these to take Alaska. We're going to put 2 guys up here probably. And that way the cruiser, the transport here can grab 1 and dump them right back into here next turn. And just make it a challenging take for him, hopefully. Or if not, we're going to be setting up where the bomber is going to start here, where 1, 2, 3, 4 prevents any transport, 5, 6 from being boarded. So I have a bomber cruiser threatening 56, so we protect Hawaii. And then the bomber can come over to here and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 the following turns. And I have my transport here with 2 units here each turn coming up. And so we can just sit here and trade back and forth on Alaska and make him have to commit, which is going to slow down his, what he's doing this direction, right? So that's the hope there. Now, the interesting thing down here, I haven't decided what I want to do about this quite yet. So it's interesting. He put these 2 fighters here, sub-destroyer, and then these 2 fighters, 1, 2, 3, if I don't take Madagascar, which 2 infantry against 2 fighters is not likely. So he has 4 fighters, destroyer, sub, all threatening C-Zone 29. If I go there, certainly I'm going to lose my battleship transport. My original plan of trying to fill up and threaten down here may not be so good, because reality is if I turn around and I go this way, 1, then he can come back around and just flip his fighters and his other ships around and meet me that way. So it's not really like I'm going to be able to flip and go the other way too. And like I said, the cruiser's going north, so I don't really got a lot to do with them. There are still 4 guys out here that could be we could use a transport to pick up with, but what I'm getting with all of this is I actually think I'm just going to use my battleship bombardment to try to pick off one of these planes They'll take out a sub when they attack, hopefully, as well. And, you know, trade a battleship for a fighter sub, hopefully. And at this point, I think that's a better thing. You know, if we go there, he's going to have to use his destroyer sub and at least the other fighter here, if not a second fighter from here, which would mean that's one more fighter not up here in Kaza, India. So that's a kind of a win. So I think I'm actually going to sacrifice my battleship transport. The other option I could do is just come on down here to 36, pull some guys out, but even there, he's got a pretty good 1, 2. If he used these guys 1, 2, 3 and built a carrier, he could I could be down to just a battleship or just a carrier back here, and it could get kind of ugly. So he actually kind of has a very weak but nonetheless dead zone on 36 right now. So I think I'm going to focus on, I'm going to let Africa slide for a little bit here and focus on pressure up this way. So anyways, I mean, the bomber's here too, by the way, 1, 2, 3, 4. It still continues the pressure on C-Zone 56. So that's why I want to get one bomber here. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Could always put pressure here if this big surge of Germans can push him back. I don't know that it can, to be honest. He's probably going to have enough to continue to keep Finland stacked. But he's got to use these fighters, and hopefully not as many down here, and hopefully he can't. Hopefully we make one of these two back up. So that's the plan. I did look. I don't have a chance of dead zoning anything of dead zoning Kaza at all. That's really out of the. He's going to be able to continue the Kaza stack that we're going to have to continue to deal with. I'm not ready to do a C-Zone 3 strike yet. He's just got the 3 transports. We're going to see how well he protects everything on this next turn. Debating whether I want to bombard Moscow. Or not bombard, but bomb Moscow, excuse me. There for them to do, just make sure we kill them. So let's see, we got what? 4 going there. What if we just sent 3? Sent an extra guy into here. So I want to have a couple live, but I don't think his fighters 1, 2, 3. He's not going to do that because he's not going to land his fighters. He'd have to land his fighters in Vologda, which isn't really that beneficial for him. So I don't think it'd be worth it, and the tanks won't be able to get there. So let's cut back 1 infantry. If I've got 3 live, that'd be fantastic. I could do 2 and 1 and airstrike all the heck out of the rest of this. Yeah, let's use an extra guy going in here and just trade it kind of heavily here. So they can still get back to Northwest Europe. So this game is quite tight, by the way. I didn't even show this. So the 231, 234. I had like 47-ish or so to spend. So I mean, we're really pretty tight. This game is very tight. Do I want to do this? I'm feeling lucky tonight. Send my carrier on back. Ooh, 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 ooh. Don't want to forget about these guys. I hate to do this. I don't think I want to risk them because I really want to have the double bomber here. So he has to really think about C-Zone 10 because he's going to have 3 U.S. transports that he's planning on putting there. So I think this strategy just out risks. It's just not worth the risk. Next turn, after he has to adjust all his fleets to the awkwardness, then we'll come back and we'll start bombing and then getting a little bit looser with our fleet, our air force here. But I think right now we're gonna stick to it like that. Let's get a 1 here. That would be great. Oh, miss one. One of them missed. Oh, bummer. That would have been super awesome if one of them missed too. Go cruiser. All right. So that is committing that Germany is going to stack this another turn. And I'm okay with that. actually wonder if I take this tank out. Oh, I look at all the tanks over here, I think. What about... I'll move his masses up here. I think we're just going to move the one, and I'll pull my artillery back and be able to use them around the next turn. Otherwise, I'll go, you know, 1, 2, and then come back and pick up more guys and come back around or something. I don't know. I think I'd rather have this guy shucking down into Yunnan rather than doing this little play here. So I'll move him there, but let's get this guy and go ahead and come on back here too. All right, here we go. We're going to get our artilleries up to the front as fast as possible. And, you know, this bonus, I got 20. I'll get a sub out of it too. The transport's kind of done his job for the game, so at least for quite a while. Since he played the good play there, I'm happy with the result there. I don't get Madagascar. I probably never will, but oh well, so be it. I'm hoping this creates some headaches here for him. I didn't like sit here and try and figure out what it would do, if it would do anything. Maybe it won't. I don't know. But hopefully it does.